Today I'm with Paula, one of the co-owner or friend of the co-owner of Cafecito Studio. Paula, can you tell us the story on how Cafecito started?
Yes. So the owner of this business, her name is Jessica Velasquez. She was inspired to do Hispanic stickers for the community. So that's when she started it back in November. And I guess that's how it started. She was already doing this before, and basically it just expired. Inspired her to start the business for Cafecito Studio.
So it's pretty much your guys target Hispanic people. It's like a motivation thing, or
yes, it is. In our community, we felt like there wasn't a lot of representation of us, so that's why we decided to start Cafecito Studios.
And you guys sell sticker. What else do you guys sell?
So we sell stationery as well as stickers, like post notes, highlighters, pens, anything like that.
Okay. And how is that going so far?
We love it. I think we have a huge community that has been very supportive, and our journey is just starting. But I feel like it's already way ahead. We're way ahead of what we thought we were going to be doing.
Then how long ago did you guys start it?
So we started it back in November of last year. So
well, that's pretty good. And how do you usually find your market?
So we have a couple of members that we reach out to in the Hispanic community to see where they're going to be popping up, and then we reach out to them and see if they're going to go to any other market, as well as we have previous market owners or like boba shops, pop-ups like that, reach out to us so that we can go and set up at their boba shop.
Oh, you go to boba shop?
Yes.
Like, and is it just you at those stuff, or do they have other vendors?
They have other vendors, so they do pop-ups as well, kind of the same as we have here. A lot of members pop up and sell their creations.
Okay. And when you go to market like this, do you bring all of your product, and how do you decide how much inventory to bring?
So we don't bring all of our products. The way that we decide how much inventory to bring is depending on the size that we get at the event. If we're only allowed like a certain space, then we just bring a little bit of everything so that we can kind of showcase what we're selling.
Okay. So one of the things that I know a lot of vendors struggle with is the space, because sometimes you want to have two tables instead of one table. And in that case, do you switch your design, your booth appearance?
Definitely.
And what kind of thing have you done to make sure your booth look good to people?
I think we do switch up like our booth depending on the event. The way that we just like to have it, I guess, neat so that it displays everything that we are selling. We like to keep a lot of things organized, like by category, so stickers and then highlighters and pens in different areas, so that it's just easy to browse.
What would you say the hardest part of being a vendor is?
For me personally, I think it would be probably because I'm a little bit more shy. So I think it's more of like trying to be more out there. But for Jessica, she's different. This is her natural habitat. So for me, it's a little bit more different than for her. So I think that would be the hardest part for me is I need to be more out there.
I'm thank you for saying that. But you say you shine. But to me, I feel like you are going because you put yourself out here. You know, you don't just give in to your insecurity, I guess.
Yeah.
Why do you think some vendor sometimes they come one time they quit? Why do you think they just quit after one event?
Sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating seeing a lot of vendors like that. They are coming up to people's booths and then they are purchasing. And but I feel like as long as you get your name out there and they see your product, they can, and then probably in the next market they'll be able to go ahead and recognize you from the past and come up to your booth and buy something. But I think that that's possibly why is because they do feel unmotivated if they're not like selling or anything like that.
What's the future for this business?
The future is big, manifesting. But I feel like we do want to go ahead and add more inventory to our booths, and yeah, I feel like our future is going to be really big with this business.
And you guys make all of those at home, right?
Yes. So these are all Jessica's creations. So she's the one that designs everything, prints them out herself, cuts them out herself, everything.
It's so fun.
And where can people find you? Find the product.
So they can go to Cafecito Studios at Instagram, and then that's kind of where we'll be posting where we're going to be popping up. And also you can DM us on Instagram if you need like anything from our booth that you saw that we don't have online.
All right, thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Today, I'm with Carol, the founder, creator of Alta Moon Jewelry. Carol, tell us your story. How did you end up coming to craft show like this?
I started making jewelry in 2012. I've been an executive director of a nonprofit, and one of the ladies, one of my volunteers, wanted to make jewelry to sell it to make money, to raise money for our nonprofit. And I just got hooked and started making it. I named my business after my grandmother, whose name was Alta. My first line of jewelry was a line of crochet jewelry. And my grandmother tried to teach me how to crochet when I was 5 or 6. And she made beautiful doilies and tablecloths with little fine thread. But I crocheted too tight. And they would make them, they'd turn into little hats instead because they wouldn't lay flat. And so my grandma would always say, I'm sure there's some Jewish blood in our family somewhere. And, and so she would laugh at it. So I came up with the moon design, but couldn't come up with the name. And when I was crocheting one of my pieces, I thought Grandma would have loved this, that I'm making money and I was selling them like hotcakes for something that I was crocheting too tight. And so I named my business after her. So when I'm here, she's here, selling my jewelry with me. And I have a love of gemstones. So you'll see a lot of my pieces are made with gemstones. My sets are usually one of a kind. You'll never see another one made. I won't make another one just like the other one. I like to have people walk away with something very unique that they have and that they cherish. And, so anyway, yeah, I've, last year I was at a lot of boutiques and, I'm out having fun and I love talking with people and I love hearing their stories about their jewelry because almost everybody has a story. The piece of jewelry they have, whether it's something from their grandmother or, or their mother or dad. And so anyway, I love doing this just to get out around people, but I also love to make jewelry. I always tell people it's kind of my therapy. I can feel stressed, but if I get down and start creating something, then the stress kind of goes away and everything is,
Wow, that's fascinating. That was a good grandmother.
Yes. She was very crafty. Actually, she lived on a farm and there were like miles between each of the farms. And she started once a month. She would invite all the neighbors and they would do crafts and dinner at her house. So I always said she was way beyond her time. because she obviously wanted to create, a sense of community too by doing that. So I have a lot of her crafty things. So I kind of came by it naturally, having, my mother was very a beautiful artist, and so is my sister. And my dad did beautiful woodworking. So I kind of a family of people that love to create, something unique.
Fascinating. And did you guys grow up in Utah in the West?
No, I actually am. I'm an Idaho girl.
Idaho girl.
Born outside of Boise. I lived in Caldwell and Meridian, and I got to Utah because my husband's company transferred him here. So
I married an Idaho girl.
Huh?
I married an Idaho girl.
Oh, you did? What part of Idaho?
She's from Eastern Idaho, Rexburg.
Oh, yes.
St. Anthony area.
Mm-hmm. See, you married a good girl.
I know, right? I traveled many miles to find her. I was born in Haiti myself.
Oh, uh-huh.
So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, long story. But you were talking about you are the executive director for a nonprofit. You were saying,
yeah.
What is a nonprofit? What do they do?
Well, the nonprofit that I was working for at the time helped people with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia.
You want to say the name so we can promote them?
You can. I no longer work with them anymore. So, but yeah, it's called Offer. It's in Salt Lake City. And, I worked for many nonprofits over the years. I'm an accountant by trade. But I love giving back. So
that's good.
The nonprofit sector's, a real passion of mine, and especially working with organizations that do, work with kids. So I also do grief support groups, and started it about the same time I was working with kids process grief that were kids, like 5 to 6. And so that was fascinating too. So I'm a variety junkie. I like to do a lot of different things, and it just helps me. I would say it makes me more well-rounded, I guess.
Makes sense. And how often do you come to market like this?
This is my first time at this particular market, but last year I did like 28 different markets during the year. So, I try to do maybe 2, a month, of 2 or 3, a month if I can find them. And, so just because I enjoy doing it.
And I know, sometimes a lot of people get excited about the product, the service, and they will go to a market, and after going to 1 or 2 market, they give up. Why do you think a lot of vendors quit? Because you see a lot of new faces every month, and they just...
I've got a following. I do brochure that says which markets I'm going to be at. And when people are at my booth, I hand it to them. So I will have somebody follow me from one booth, one boutique to another. So, it's a hard market, especially if you're selling jewelry. I think for me, I try to be as unique as I can. It's like my crochet jewelry is a very unique piece. It was created by me. It's my design. So, so I think the thing is, when you look a lot of the vendors, even that do jewelry, we all do something different. And I think it's the uniqueness that makes it fun. And, and yes, sometimes you go, I don't even make my booth big, and then other times you do well. And so I kind of look at it for me. It's just fun getting out and being around people.
And you retired now?
Yes. Well, I say I retreaded.
Retreaded. Okay.
Yeah. Cause I'm retired. I do some part-time accounting. I quit my job as a full-time accountant, but, I teach grief movement, and I do, my jewelry and do grief groups. And so I'm not really sitting back and not doing anything. So I call it retreaded. I'm just doing something different.
That's good. And what is the future of the business then?
I'm just going to keep doing it as long as I can keep doing it. I just love doing it. So I can't stop because I have too many beads in my house.
And where can people find you?
So, I have a Facebook page that's just under my own name. But I'm also have an Instagram, which is Arns and Carol, that I do a lot of posting on. on those pages. I have a couple other markets that have Facebook pages that allow vendors to post pictures of what they sell. And so I'm on quite a few of those, maids. I think you probably could Google my name and find some of them. So, on it, you can, contact me, by my email, which is CARNZEN@AOL.com. And I can connect you with some more of the pictures and talk to you. I love making special orders. I've got people sometimes that'll bring me a shirt and say, or a dress and say, make something to go with this. And so I love doing that too, because it just allows the creative juices to flow. So,
Thank you, Carol.
okay.